Science and the location paradox. Why do scientific rules change based on where you are? Welcome back to our channel. Today we dive into a fascinating topic. What science rules change based on location? Science is often thought of as a universal truth, but did you know that certain scientific principles can vary significantly depending on your geographical location? Let's explore this intriguing concept. The basics of scientific laws. To kick things off, let's clarify what we mean by scientific laws. Scientific laws are statements that describe consistent natural phenomena. They hold true under specific conditions and are based on extensive experimentation and observation. For example, the laws of physics, such as gravity or thermodynamics, are generally consistent across the globe. However, certain scientific principles can exhibit variation due to environmental conditions. Let's look at some of this variation based on location. Gravity and elevation. First up, let's talk about gravity. Gravity is the force that attracts two bodies towards each other, and while we often think of it as a constant, its strength can vary depending on your elevation and geographical location. For instance, at sea level, gravity is strongest because the mass of the earth beneath you is at its greatest. However, as you ascend to higher altitudes like in the Himalayas, gravity slightly decreases. This is because you are farther from the Earth's center of mass. At the top of Mount Everest, gravity is about 0.28% weaker than at sea level. While that may sound small, it can have interesting effects on measurements, such as how weight is perceived by climbers or the functioning of instruments that rely on gravity. Weather and atmospheric pressure. Next, let's explore how weather and atmospheric pressure can influence scientific rules. Atmospheric pressure can change significantly based on altitude and location. At sea level, atmospheric pressure is approximately 101.3 kilopascals, but as you climb in elevation, that pressure decreases. This drop in pressure affects not just weather patterns, but also how we perceive boiling points of water. In the high altitude city of La Paz, Bolivia, water boils at around 88 degrees Celsius compared to 100 degrees Celsius at sea level. This means that cooking times for food can be dramatically altered based on your location. Sound and medium differences. Now, let's look at sound. The speed of sound is affected by the medium it travels through, whether that's air, water, or solid materials. Sound travels faster in water than in air. This has practical implications depending on where you are. For example, underwater communication between submarines is vastly different from that in the air, affecting how they operate and gather intelligence. In water, sound travels at approximately 1500 meters per second, while in air it travels at about 343 meters per second. This means that if you are underwater, you might hear a ship approaching much sooner than if you were on land. Ecology and biodiversity. Let's now shift our focus to ecology and how different environments influence scientific rules related to biodiversity. The rules of ecology can vary greatly depending on location, particularly in diverse ecosystems. For instance, the concept of carrying capacity. The maximum population size of a species that an environment can sustain is influenced by factors such as climate, availability of resources, and species interactions. In the Amazon rainforest, the carrying capacity for certain species may be much higher due to the rich biodiversity and availability of resources compared to a desert environment where survival is limited by water availability. Cultural impacts on science. Now, let's explore the intersection of culture and science. Cultural beliefs and practices can influence how scientific principles are accepted and applied in different regions. For instance, traditional medicine practices can differ dramatically across cultures. In some regions, herbal remedies are preferred, while in others, modern pharmaceuticals are the norm. In India, Ayurveda, a traditional system of medicine, emphasizes a holistic approach to health, considering the individual's environment, lifestyle, and food. This contrasts with Western medicine, which often focuses on treating specific symptoms. The effectiveness of these approaches can vary based on cultural acceptance and local beliefs. Conclusion: the global nature of science. In conclusion, while many scientific principles are universally applicable, various factors including geography, environment, culture, and local practices can influence how these rules manifest in different locations. Understanding these differences enriches our global perspective on science. Science is not just a set of rules, but a dialogue between nature and culture. As we continue to explore our world, let's remember that science is shaped by the environment in which it is practiced. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. What are your thoughts on how location influences science? Have you noticed any scientific principles that vary in your region? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more amazing insights into the world around us.